Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Quickfire. If you're unfamiliar with the rules, I have 45 seconds to talk about a random topic asked by the community. So it's a lot of fast-paced action. I have a lot of questions to get to today, really great stuff, so let's do this. First topic I got here is asked by the Darth Knight. He wants to know who my inspiration was for making video. Well, I don't really have an exact inspiration, but the people who made machinimas, the early Halo machinimas like Red vs. Blue, they kind of wanted I kind of felt like I would be good at making machinimas, so I bought a capture card, made a few machinimas, and decided that wasn't my thing. I kind of put down video making for a while, and then commentary scene kind of like exploded, and I figured, heck, I think I'd be pretty good at that. So I gave it a shot. As far as my favorite commentator goes, I'd probably have to be C-Nanners. I mean, he doesn't really do a lot of Halo Reach. He's mostly Call of Duty. But I mean, I think that that's a real testament to his character. The fact that I don't play Call of Duty, but the fact that I really like to listen to his voice, to listen to his commentary. So that's my favorite. Okay, next topic I got here is asked by Quick Pistol. He wants to know what got me into Halo. Now, probably what got me into Halo was the first Halo, obviously. I was in I don't even know, I was so young. I was maybe in 3rd grade when I played the first Halo. It was on the PC, and I just remember watching that first level after you get out of that spaceship and the world just opens up to you, and I was just so amazed at this game when you get onto that Warthog and stuff like that. I mean, I wasn't playing it because I was too young, it was too violent, stuff like that, but I was just watching with awe and how amazing this game was. So, and then after that, I didn't really play Halo for a while, maybe a couple years, and then I finally got my hands on it. That really got me into it. So I was excited to watch it. Didn't really get to play it for a while, but as soon as I got to play it, I got hooked on it. So next topic I got here is asked by a Raptororian. He wants to know my favorite Halo campaign of all time. Now, this is a really tough question. All the Halo campaigns are good in their own respect, but probably my favorite would have to be Halo Reach. I mean, Halo Reach was the most varied campaign in my opinion. It had a lot of different combat scenarios, like the fact that you're in space sometimes, zero gravity, stuff like that. They kind of it gave you these scenarios that weren't really given to you in the previous Halo. So it was the most varied. It wasn't really the most difficult, but I thought that it was the most fun as well. I mean, the story was good because you kind of knew what was going to happen at the end, and you wanted to really see how that would develop, how that would play out. So I really think that it ties nicely into the other ones as a prequel, and that's probably why it's my favorite. Next topic I got here is asked by Beast is Boss, and he wants to know what playlists I want to see return in future Halos. Now, as far as playlists I want to see return, obviously all the sweet playlists that have been there from the beginning, like Team Slayer, Rumble Pit, Free For All, stuff like that. As far as specialty playlists, I want to see Team Snipers, I want to see the fun playlists like Griffball, and I want to see the fun playlists like Action Sack. As far as playlists I don't want to see back, I definitely don't want to see the Living Dead playlist. It definitely is one of the most popular playlists, but I really don't like it that much. I mean, the maps are kind of cheap, and it just gets really frustrating. If the maps were more creative in the hopper, then I definitely would like the playlist more, but as far as it stands right now, I definitely don't want to see Living Dead back again. Next topic I got here is asked by Mr. Malou B. He wants to know what I think about games copying other games' concept. Most recently, this kind of argument that erupted between Gears of War and Warhammer 40k Sports Space Marine. People said that Warhammer 40k Space Marine was a copy of Gears of War, but people didn't really realize that Warhammer 40k came out 20 years before Gears of War. So basically, I don't really think that copying is a good word. I mean, games are built off of what comes in the past. I mean, if you think about it, every game copies off the first game that was ever created, the first line of code that was ever created. So every game builds on the games in the past, and it builds up to the games we have today. No copying. Okay, guys, next topic I got here is asked by Gamer. He wants to know if I think Skyrim is overhyped. Now, basically, whenever you get a big AAA release like this, like Skyrim, like Halo, like Call of Duty, like Battlefield, you're always going to get hype in the game. But as far as overhype goes, you never really know until you get your hands on it yourself, because the purpose of the company, what the company does, is hype it up, make you look hyped. Because of the trailers, they strategically release the trailers, and they strategically release the gameplay to get you hyped up for the game, to get people hyped up for the game. So every game is going to be overhyped, in my opinion at least. No game can really live up to the hype that the developer ultimately gives to it. Do I think Skyrim is overhyped? I mean, Skyrim looks awesome in my opinion. I mean, it's definitely overhyped, just like every game. Next topic I got here is asked by Hashed Silver. He wants to know what I think about Halo Waypoint. Now, so far, I think that the Halo Waypoint system is kind of good. On the Halo Waypoint website, there is a stat system that is kind of similar to Bungie.net, but is a little bit different. It actually gives you a skill ranking between 1 and 100. So I think that's kind of interesting. Maybe that's a tip-off that 343 is looking to get rid of the skill system that is in Halo Reach, the arena, and maybe put in their own skill system. I don't really know. But as far as the Halo Waypoint goes, I think I like it a lot online. As far as the Xbox goes, the Xbox version, I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, I can't really complain. It's just kind of like a Halo news site. But I mean, I can just get that online. So as far as the Xbox goes, I mean, I don't really use it too much. Next topic I got here is asked by Dark Lord. He wants to know what I think about the weapon balance in Halo Reach. Now, Halo has always been good at balancing the weapons and making sure everything is fair and making sure one weapon doesn't dominate over every single weapon and is overly cheap. Now, of course, the shotgun and the sniper and the rockets and the sword, of course they're going to be like cheap, but only in certain scenarios. There's no gun in the game that is cheap in every single scenario, which is a great thing because that way there's more variation in the game and no one can really just kind of get in there and dominate. And the fact that these power weapons, no one can spawn with them and it takes a while to spawn. It also, Halo is just basically a balanced game in general, in my opinion at least. The next topic I got here is asked by Gamer, and he wants to know what I think about early Halo machinima. Now, I personally loved early Halo machinima. As I said earlier, it kind of is what got me into video creating in the first place. As far as what I watched, definitely Red vs. Blue was a huge influence on me. As far as anyone else, I have to say Darkspire Films, DSP, their original matchmaking series was one of my favorite. It was really funny and it was really deep, you know? And then as far as other people, you know, Digital Fear, I don't really know if he's still on the scene, but he was really huge back in the day. He was also one of my favorite machinima directors. He made kind of serious machinimas, not really funny, really serious, but he was really good at it, and he was really talented at it, and those are my favorite early ones. Next topic I got here is asked by Spidiot. He wants to know what I think about the 3-shot pistol. Now, the 3-shot pistol, well, we were just talking about this actually, the weapon balancing. Well, the 3-shot pistol, I think, could kind of tip the balance in a kind of way that is meant to be tipped. Because in Halo Combat Evolved, the first Halo, the pistol in that game was a 3-shot kill. And 343 is bringing that back for Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary. So I think they know that what they're doing is kind of tipping the scales because, of course, the pistol is ridiculously cheap. It's ridiculously overpowered. But the fact that everyone spawns with one, the fact that everyone uses one by default, makes it possibly not as cheap as it could have been if it was just a pickup weapon. Next topic I got here is asked by the Digital Dud. He wants to know what I think about the size of grenades in Reach. And this ties in nicely actually to what I was just saying before about weapon balancing. Now, as far as what I think about the grenades, I think that they just take a little bit to get used to. I mean, because Bungie wanted to switch it up from what the Halo 2 grenades were and the Halo 3 grenades were, so they made these big grenades that were really powerful, and they are really powerful. And I think that they just take a little bit to get used to. I don't really think that they're overpowered, but the fact that you just need to get used to it from the previous Halos, I mean, it is the developer and it is ultimately Bungie's choice to kind of what they want to change the game. And I think that we as gamers should respect what the developers themselves want to do with their game. So, you know, you can get used to grenades. I certainly got used to them. They're pretty fine. I mean, you just got to get used to them. Next topic I got here was asked by Clay the Man. He wants to know what I think about a Halo 4 ranking system, or rather, what do I want in a Halo 4 ranking system. Now, ultimately, the arena, I think, failed as a ranking system. I think it was a good idea. At first, I thought it was a really good idea, but ultimately it failed. So I think that I would hope to see kind of like a comeback of the 1 to 50, maybe even a 1 to 100 to make that like kind of like a range even bigger, or to make it even easier to level up and stuff like that. So definitely a ranking system. I want to see like a 1 to 50 comeback where you have to, so that the rank, when you get a really high rank, it just doesn't mean you have a ton of EXP like it does in Halo Reach. It means that you also have to have kind of some form of skill. So I definitely want to see the ranking system kind of more like Halo 3's and Halo 4. Okay guys, the last topic I got for today is asked by Connor. He wants to know what I think about Call of Duty. Now this is a really touchy subject for me, and before I say anything, I want to say that I have no problem with the combination of, or the gameplay of Call of Duty. I think that it's a really smooth arcade shooter and that it runs really well on consoles and on PCs. But the thing that I don't like about Call of Duty, and the reason that I don't like Call of Duty, is the fact that the developers and the publisher are kind of ripping off gamers. I mean, they rip off gamers year after year, and the gamers kind of just take it. I mean, they say, well, heck, we like it. It's the new game. It's awesome. But I think that Call of Duty is just kind of like a status symbol, and it's a really hollow status symbol at that. And I think that it's just kind of like a sad point in gaming right now. Well, guys, sorry to end it on a low note there, but what you gonna do? So, guys, if you enjoyed this commentary, please do the enjoyment stuff. Leave a topic below in the comments. Definitely do that. I add every comment or every topic I see in the comments below to my big bag of topics. So, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.